What's up, Family Liberty? Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug here. And it turns out that the MAGA faithful are getting all upset because suddenly they don't have the ear of their overlord. They were all too happy to gush over apartheid Elon when all he did was fork over millions in cash to win the Dare Leader's presidency. But now he's got a position in the mythical Doge, whatever the hell that means, and a mouthpiece to match. And now, in a totally obvious turn of events to all other rational human beings who aren't hindered by delusions of grandeur and God complex because they're richer than God himself, Elon is finding out that turning Twitter into a cesspool of racist, ignorant, Nazi Party sympathizers who hate math but love meth was probably not a good idea for, promoting nuanced policy on H-1B visas, huh? At what point, family, did this fucking antisocial, dysfunctional, evil robot fuck-up of a human being's support of this tweet give him the confidence that the platform he was cultivating wasn't racist? Or this. Look here. Elon says that there's no such thing as anti-black racism. And now he's mad that his cult of ignorant night crawlers is too racist? Well, which one is it, nerd? You see, for ill-socialized pencil dick who survived off of daddy's money his whole life, he actually thought he bought real friends. Instead, he just cozied up to white supremacists who didn't have the luxury of turning it off when it hinders their finances. They aren't rich, Elon, you fucking mechanical simulation of a human being. In fact, they're more like, wait, what? I thought we were tossing out all the illegals. But what's a H-1B visa? Yeah, we're witnessing, popcorn in hand, a little old class warfare within the GOP, people, with the morons clinging to some strange notion that the very wealthy give a fuck about them, when in fact it's just another instance of them being taken advantage of by the wealthy. Just like the H-1B visa holders that they claim they want because of the beauty of top-tier immigrants, but they secretly want it because an H-1B visa worker is a docile, complacent worker who cannot and will not argue. Otherwise, they jeopardize their visa, so they're forced to be compliant yes men. That's why. The truth is, we're all being taken advantage of by the wealthy. The only difference is these numbnuts are the ones who actively vote for the same people who promise to keep them down at all costs. As long as they dangle the promise of protecting their proximity to whiteness. Yeah, MAGA will give up everything, including their own daughters, for that sweet, sweet promise. Hold, I'll come back to that later. For now, here's another thing the MAGA poor were willing to offer and sacrifice to their doms and sirs, their masters, their own education. So in this civil war where both sides are wrong, only one side is stupid, on purpose. Remember this?
President Obama once said he wants everybody in America to go to college. What a snob.
Or this?
As you know, 62% of children who enter college with a faith conviction leave without it. And I bet you there are people in this room who give money to colleges and universities who are undermining the very principles of our country every single day by indoctrinating kids in left-wing ideology. And you continue to give to these colleges and universities. Let me have a suggestion. Stop it. The indoctrination that occurs in American universities is one of the keys to the left holding and maintaining power in America.
Yeah. Santorum went on about how America's university are the worst thing on earth for your kids, but not for his, though. And now, MAGA? What the hell could you possibly be angry about when the rest of the world tells you you're not number one in science and engineering anymore? Guess what? You have to go to college for those, MAGA. There is no mechanical design degree in the Bible. Noah's Ark just won't cut it for Elon and Ramaswamy. Dumbass, this is what you wanted. This is what you clapped for. Like seals, as they told you from the pulpit made of Harvard and Princeton degrees that your kids weren't ready for college, weren't good enough for college, because that's just how those pesky Democrats run a train on their beliefs and screw the Bible right out of them in the dorm room. And then they come home illuminated, having eaten from the tree of knowledge. And you wanted to control them rather than educate them. Republicans? Yes, Republicans. MAGA didn't even exist when this started. You wanted to control your kids instead of educating them, and that means that they can't be engineers. And they cannot be scientists. And when your kids grow up, the only thing they're good for is getting screwed and having babies if they're girls, or working and serving the Elon Musks of the world, if they're boys. But hey, at least you got all the brown illegal immigrants who had no power out of here. But that's all you get, MAGA. Now, get back to work for your South African illegal immigrant master. And go tell Becky to make me a fucking sandwich while you're at it. So here's the point, family. What you need to know is both sides are wrong. How? Well, yeah, we do need to make sure that the best and the brightest are encouraged to come to America and make our country more competitive globally. Yes, and that way H-1B visas make sense. But that's not why Elon and the token brown rich fuck Vivek are so in love with them. When Vivek Rama Blackface Tap Dance said the American culture was the reason why we don't have enough engineering wizards in America, what he meant was, he can't force Americans to work extra hours without pay and grueling schedules and demands without recourse, like someone who's here on an H-1B visa. Just like my father, who came here from Jamaica, and he knew he couldn't quit and go find another job as easily as the one he already had, that he already knew was receptive to his status. He couldn't just leverage constitutional rights to improve his working conditions. And his employers mistook that for him coming from a hard-working culture, like the comedy sketches that show Jamaicans, we have 10 jobs, man. They have 10 jobs for a reason, not because it's their culture. But you know, that's just how they are, right? Unfortunately for Vivek, he is now realizing the hard way that his perceived proximity to whiteness is only a perception. And just like high school for him, if he gets too uppity, the real American gatekeepers will have no problem stuffing him back in a locker. The same goes for our new president, Elon Apartheid Musk, as well. So, fam of liberty, let this be a reminder that allying with morally abhorrent people just to gain power, for whatever reason you might think is worth it, it isn't. It always ends badly. Always. Now, if you're one of the motivated few who made it to the end of this without giving up, go ahead and write, Drill Sergeant, I made it, Drill Sergeant, in the comment section. Oh, yeah. And guess what time it is?
And now it's time for the throw punch!